Hi, welcome to Main Street Macro. I'm Neela Richardson. One of the most frequently asked questions right now is the economy heading into a recession? Recessions are notoriously hard to call in real time. In fact, we won't know until several months afterwards whether or not we were in a recession to begin with. But what we do know right here, right now, is that the economy is in transition. Here's three reasons why. First, let's go to the labor market. Yes, we're seeing a very strong labor market, but listeners of the Main Street Macro know it's strong, but it's hollow. Workers are working more hours, but producing less output. And that's not a recipe for growth or lower inflation. We're still seeing a labor market that's incredibly tight, very low unemployment, and a lot of workers still on the sidelines. Whether or not that leads to a slowdown next year is still an open question. Now, the second place we're looking in terms of transition is the housing market. Housing has been, for the most part, a pretty reliable benchmark and barometer of whether or not the economy is heading towards recession. As one of the most interest rate sensitive markets in the country, when housing slows, it generally means that the rest of the economy is also heading to a slowdown. But things are kind of unusual in the housing market. We've seen interest rates go up, yes, but there's still a lot of demand. The problem is there's not a lot of inventory, and prices are still up double digits from where they were a year ago. It's hard to call that a recession, but definitely a market in transition. Now, the final place we look is the consumer. Remember, this is the truism of economics, of the economy. The consumer is 60% of growth. And right now, we're seeing consumers be very cautious and pessimistic about the future, but still spend despite higher inflation. Yes, their savings rates are down, and yes, their debt per income is going up a little bit, but we're still lower than we were before the pandemic. So, as long as the consumer keeps spending level, it's hard to call a recession really soon next year. Look, we're all looking for pivotal points in the economy. It's how we make decisions, whether we're corporate leaders or households. And while we can't guarantee the future direction of the economy here in the Main Street Macro, we do promise that next year we will be looking at the economy in all of its different dimensions and giving you a real time analysis of what to expect. Thanks for watching the Main Street Macro in 2022. We hope you and yours have a very happy holiday season.